Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to an episode of the Spearhead Sundays podcast. I'm your host, Lewis Spears. We're currently recording in Sydney in the hotel. We did 4 shows on the weekend. They were great. LewSpears.com. Come and see me live. We're going to Brisbane next, then Adelaide. Newcastle just went on sale, and then I've got a whole big UK tour. I hope you enjoy this angle of me relaxing in the nice chair and Mitch in the reflection of the mirror. As don't speak. We have to check out in 1 hour, so we found some time to do this episode, and hopefully they'll let us upload the video in the lobby. Dude, we're staying at the Hilton. How nice is it? Isn't it good?
It's wonderful.
It's so nice. I think we got a deal because I've never stayed I don't think I've ever stayed in a hotel this nice in Sydney. Normally Sydney, I slum it because it's real expensive. But we got some kind of deal, and mate, this is how they get you. They get you with a deal, and I don't think I can go backwards after this. It's so nice.
It can't be. I need to know if it's the normal price or not, because
I hope it is. The Hilton is great. I've never stayed at a Hilton before ever because I just every time I hear the Hilton, you think that sounds like something I can't afford. And here's what I think, looking at all of the other patrons in the hotel, they definitely have more money than we do. So I think we're not supposed to be here. We got a deal or something.
I think it's a normal price. I don't know.
I think it only feels like a deal because it's essentially split in half because there's 2 people. Like if it was just me, I think we paid $350 a night?
Yes, and looking at the website, it's cheaper than that. So
okay,
we actually paid a premium.
Maybe the Hilton is in strife, and
they'll take anyone,
and they'll take anyone. Dude, they've got a 25-meter lap pool and a gym. The buffet breakfast is actually good. That's the craziest thing about all of this is that the food. Normally, a hotel breakfast is slop. It's stuff that makes you feel bad. Even in some places I've been, they charge you $40 to get the breakfast, and it's fucking awful every time. This one, man, I was going back for seconds, and I don't feel bad after eating it.
As long as they've got the toast machine that is on the little conveyor belt and some butter.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
That's right. So we're stoked. The shows have been really, really great. I love the venue that I perform in Sydney. It is. I think it's a gay bar. It's definitely a gay bar. Well, I think that what maybe gives it away a little bit is that while I'm performing my comedy in the basement, upstairs is just drag queens and gay men dancing to YMCA music, and there's rainbows everywhere. To get to my venue, you have to walk across a rainbow crossing. Here's the thing, though. The area is so gay, but it's getting even gayer, I've noticed, because I've been performing at this venue for the last 3 years, and it keeps getting gayer, dude, right? The first time I did it, it was just a pedestrian crossing. The second time I did it, it was a rainbow crossing. Third time, it was a rainbow crossing with the trans triangle, and then I've just noticed that they've added into the trans triangle a brown line and a black line. Now, I don't know why the brown line and the black line is in the sexuality flag. That confuses me. Because that's a race thing, right? Surely that's not, they're not being, can you look how uncomfortable Mitch is?
We're going straight into the can of worms.
Surely, right, okay, rainbow flag, blokes who like blokes and women who like women. Cool, okay. Trans people, maybe people who are into trans people. The brown and black line, what's that? People who only fuck black guys? You know? People who love ebony women? Is that what that is? Or is it just you're allowed to be brown and gay? What, now I can't be gay and Chinese?
I'm asking my advocate friend.
Oh, yeah, good. Ask ChatGPT. This will be good. Maybe ask Grok. He'll say a slur. One of my favorite things on Twitter is people. AI is ruining conversations now, where people can't have conversations with each other on Twitter because instead of having a back and forth with a person, they'll just, both sides of the people having an argument will export the whole argument to Grok. Someone will be like, oh, I think that the tallest trees are in Sydney, and then another person just goes, Grok, is this true? My favorite one though is when really racist people try to use Grok to be racist, and it disagrees with them, and then they'll try 3 different prompts in the replies, and Grok's just like, nah, I reckon they're all right.
Have you seen?
And then they'll go, you've been programmed to say that. It's like you can't win.
That's Elon's one.
Yeah.
Have you seen the parody account Grok replying to everything?
Yeah,
Grok.
Grok.
It's the most sarcastic, snarky, just it's so funny.
It is wild. I saw this article, it's wild how prevalent, because I use AI a lot, but I feel like the way that I use it to help me talk to programs is usually how I use it. If I really think about how I use it, I'm trying to teach myself how to use Premiere Pro. So instead of going on YouTube and asking, looking for a video that answers one segment of my question, AI can be in the context of the thing that you're trying to do, trying to make a stand-up clip with subtitles and keyframes, this is the next step. Whereas getting there with YouTube tutorials, figuring that all out and putting it in context with a program that you don't understand, that's way slower. But using AI to help you write things or to research things, that's what makes you stupid. I think AI is real good at helping translate to you what a program wants from you, or how to code a website or something.
It's just Google that saves you the first 30 pages of learning how to do the first step or finding the first step. It just cuts all that out for you. It's just a better Google for me.
Yeah, because people always oh, you just use Google. AI uses so much electricity and so much power, and I see that and I go, true, we should make electricity more efficient. We should figure out a better way, because they're basically going, oh, don't use computers. It's we've lost the battle on whether or not people are going to use AI. We got to figure out how to make AI energy efficient and not destroy the environment.
It's such a government thing as well, though, right? Because it's if this is such a problem, this is exactly what government should do, right? If this is such a critical problem, this is actually the kind of thing the government should step in for and go, okay, we're going to just monitor this new technology, and if it's really that bad, we're not going to let you use it because we're just literally going to destroy the planet. It's asking people to not generate a dumb image of fucking.
Yeah, it's never on the onus. It's obviously you should do what you can do as an individual. You should never just abdicate all responsibility for the environment and throw your litter on the ground, and be someone else should pick that up. But it is we've lost the battle on whether or not AI should be used at all, to the point where when you Google something, there's not only does Google suck, but the AI summary that Google does of the own search result is fucked. So it's being used 24/7. So government should make data centers be more efficient. I watched this video, crazy, of this woman in a town in America that got a data center, and she was showing the impact of it on her home, which was when she turned the tap on, no water came out.
Oh.
And when water did come out, it was full of sediment for some reason, which was runoff from the I didn't understand how it happened, but she was ever since they turned the data center on, my water is brown because they're using it to cool whatever they do, and it's completely polluted the whole water. That's fucked. And that's it shouldn't be people shouldn't be angry at me for going, how do I subtitle a clip in Premiere Pro? They should be angry at the government to be hey, don't let OpenAI steal this woman's water. It's a distraction, is what I think. You're yelling at people for, hey, don't generate a meme of Trump as the Pope. It's We gotta make them actually do this in a safe way, or even better, just do it in a third world country, and then we pretend that we're not contributing to that. That's how it's really done.
But the pipe thing, like, you know, if your water comes out brown because of AI, it's like, yeah, that makes sense to me. But you know, when people are like, oh, like every time you generate an AI image, it's like dumping like a gallon, a liter on the floor. I'm just like, dude, that doesn't. I can't like wrap my head around what you're actually telling me the real world impact is of that. You know what I mean? It's like,
Well, doesn't water doesn't like isn't water just water? Like it get, you know, if I boil my kettle, it evaporates and then it rains. It is difficult. This is the problem. Like I don't think like I'm sure there's someone listening to this that really understands it and is furiously typing up 3 paragraphs. But unfortunately, all I know how to do is say funny jokes and then theorize about why actually it's fine for me to generate pictures of my dog wearing funny hats.
Well, I've just used AI to generate this. But
Grok, how damaging is it for me to ask you this question?
So, a single AI image may consume roughly the same amount of electricity as running a desktop computer for 20-30 minutes.
Well, that doesn't seem like very much.
Plus 30 for that one. We've just...
Oh, yeah, because if you...
Well, actually,
you're running a desktop...
I had to ask 2 prompts. Oh, but that's generating an image. There may be questions.
Well, 20 minutes on the computer. I mean, I spend a lot of time playing World of Warcraft. Should I not do that? You know, am I destroying the environment because I'm trying to do my weekly quests?
It does sound like, well, I mean, it's in ChatGPT's interested.
Yeah, maybe.
Not really, tell me.
Yeah.
But it kind of...
ChatGPT, is it okay for me to sign up to your monthly fee? Yes, that's totally fine.
I suspect, and it sounds like people's analogies are quite not necessarily applicable in the way that they portray them to be.
Yeah. It is a lot of artists that draw furry porn that are really behind, you know, it's big furry porn that is that's really behind this anti-art AI art sentiment. It's big furry porn who think they're going to miss out on their $40 commissions to draw pictures of wolves that their mates on Twitter can jack off to.
But they're safe because you probably can't generate a lot of that, you know what I mean?
Not yet.
I only clicked on the Sora thing for the first time the other day. The prompts, like the checkbox it asked me to do was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're really like, please don't use this to generate child porn. Please. Like, I've never seen such strongly.
Hey Sora, why don't you instead of making me sign a 60-page contract promising not to generate child porn, why don't you make that impossible to generate? You know, like surely I should make you sign a contract that says you won't create anything that has the power to generate child porn.
Well, they're also kind of just pleading with you, like, please don't try.
Yeah.
Don't try and get around it. Like,
that is crazy.
It's like, oh, okay. It's going to generate Garfield eating lasagna on a Ferris wheel.
This is the thing that makes me laugh about like the artists that hate AI art is like, brother, the AI art that I generate goes in group chats to make 6 people laugh. Like I would never ever commission anyone to make a picture of John Pork crying behind the merch desk because we didn't sell as many T-shirts as we wanted to last night. That's what I use AI art for.
You know, if you did, how much less funny would that be getting that 3 days later?
Yeah, you get it 3 days. You get it 3 days later. Sorry, it's late. My grandmother died for the 3rd time this year.
She ran out of water.
Yeah, my grandmother drank the AI water coming out of the taps.
She lives near a data center.
No. That'd be wild if you had a glass of water and then you just turned into Grok. You know, one day you have a sip of water, the next day you just mega racist and very supportive of Elon Musk.
Then you name characters you can't pronounce.
Oh, speaking of furries, did you see that video of the furry that got bashed in Adelaide?
I did.
Unfortunately, very funny. You know, these people, the poor kid, like the people that attacked him are cowards. Like they jumped on him in public, and he was standing in Rundle Mall, right, I assume he just got done playing fetch with the balls, and he's got a sign, and it was when during the election when everyone was voting, it was voting day maybe, and so he was standing there holding a sign in his full furry getup with a sign that says "Vote One Furry Party," which I imagine is like a Diddy party, but instead of lube, they've got kibble. You know, instead of baby oil, they've got puppy oil. Huh? But anyway, like 6 young Eshays just jumped this poor kid, beat the shit out of him, screaming at him, going, "Leave the children alone," all this stuff. If you watch the video, one as horrible as it is, I was very impressed by one degenerate Eshay's flying ninja kick to the head. I've never seen that other than on a video game. He crushed it, right? So this poor furry kid gets the shit beaten out of him. Fortunately, though, because of the furry mask that he was wearing, he seemed completely fine. It was like he was wearing a giant boxing glove. So they punched him a bunch of times, but he seemed at least to be completely unscathed. And he's funny, man. I checked him out on Instagram. He's posting like videos of him like getting the shit kicked out of him, and he's like memeing it. It's so funny.
Cool. You should do a podcast with it. If you reached out, you were in Adelaide soon.
I'm not so sure that furry kid from Adelaide would be entertaining for 55 minutes on a podcast.
Really? I beg to differ.
How about maybe, you know what? Yeah, why not? I'll reach out to him. Maybe we'll do something.
The fact that he's like not horrifically scarred by this very traumatic event sounds like
I think you get a lot of respect for getting the shit kicked out of you by 6 blokes, and then standing up and being like, post that in slow motion.
Yeah.
Post me getting my ass handed to me in slow-mo with music. That's funny. But everyone's calling it a hate crime. I would call it animal abuse. You know?
Call Peter.
Yeah, would you call the police or Peter? Luckily, he is fine. He's been fully checked over by the local vet, and he's all right.
Peter put him down.
Yeah, luckily they didn't put him down. It is like... It is a weird one though of because obviously the people that jumped him, they look at because he was interacting with children, right? There's lots of videos of him messing around with kids, and so kids look at him and they just see cool little fox character. Adults look at him and go, "That guy fucks in that outfit.
Sex pest.
Sex pest. That's weird." And he gets jumped because people think he's being a weird freak sex pedo. He's probably just an autistic guy who likes wearing the furry outfit. However, he also fucks in the outfit. And I suppose that's probably not good to be interacting with children in the outfit you wear while you have sex. Like for me personally, when I have sex, I'm naked. So I don't interact with children when I am dressed like that, because that would be very inappropriate. But this guy, he wears a costume. So he is clothed, however, it's still the sex fit, so I'm not about it. I don't know, it's the same thing of like it's similar to the drag queen thing, right? Where people get very upset at drag queens reading at libraries and all of that. But like, I suppose kids look at these drag queens and they don't see the sexual aspect of it or the fetish aspect of it. But adults see that and they are aware of that context behind the drag queen thing, and that's why they get horrified by it. Another one that was in Melbourne, did you see that mural, that this giant mural of a woman in a full gimp suit, like latex, tied up with shibari, and like hanging, and it's like the side of a building, and it's a amazing, beautiful piece of artwork, but it's also porn, right? It's BDSM, sex, fetish shit. So like, I can look at that and go, this woman is incredibly talented because a woman made it, right? but that should not be on a fucking building in public. That's like kids shouldn't be seeing that. Young women shouldn't be seeing that. Young men should not be seeing giant effigies of women tied up sexually. Yeah, you see the picture of it? Isn't that crazy?
That is more intense
Yeah.
than I thought it was going to be. That is very sexual.
Yeah, like you can't have that on the side of buildings, man. Like that's just like that's sex fetish shit.
Like the ball gag as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she's got a ball gag and all this kind of stuff.
That's a very sexually explicit position.
Yeah, and all of these people, I've been seeing like the counter argument to it. Like, I saw one tweet and a few articles about it, essentially saying like, "Wow, women can't, exist or be viewed unless it's through a sexual lens." Brother, that is a sex act. There is no other lens to look at. A woman with a ball gag wearing a gimp suit tied up in shibari doing BDSM. I mean, it's fetish shit. It's sexual. Yeah. It's not sexist to look at an image of that and think sex. Like, that's what it is.
All right, but what about this angle of it, right? Like, that's bad. However, your average 16-year-old boy's Instagram Explore page.
Way worse.
And like how just insanely much Instagram, as soon as it finds out you're a dude,
yep,
they're just looking like, oh, because like if your Explore page is like gym or something, like mine's like gym, but then one video might be just like a girl working out in tights, and it's like I know if I click that fucking thing, like that's like Instagram,
that's gonna be your feed.
It's like, here you go. Here's the
well, I actually with fitness influence, because I go to gym and I work out and stuff. I actually prefer advice from women, because if women are jacked, whatever they're doing is fucking working, because it's so much harder for women to be jacked than men, right? So I actually like advice from women influencers more than men, because you can see that if it works on them, fuck, it's going to work on me. I've gotten so many tips in the gym from women influencers that have changed how I work out in more positive ways than when I've listened to blokes who just get too fucking into the weeds of the science, of the bro science of it all.
You don't like a Jeff Nippard.
I hate that. I don't like it, because here's what I want to do. I want to do squats and deadlifts and bench press and shoulder press and go home.
Fair enough.
3 times a week.
Well, that's really the main thing about going to gym, right? It's all just like if someone wants to go to gym, like if they start doing shit they don't like, exercises they don't like doing, I would just tell people like, what exercises do you like doing? Do those, and then change, adjust from there, try new things, but kind of stick to the stuff that you actually feel good, like because for me, like squats and deadlifts and stuff, like I know that they're good, but I don't like how they feel, like the tension it puts on my back and stuff, which arguably is a good thing and good for your back and stuff like that, as long as you're doing it properly and responsibly, kind of thing. But like, it would make me not go. Like if I just knew that was something regularly in my routine.
Yeah, whatever you do, you got to enjoy. And also, like, I think a huge reason why I like almost exclusively doing free weights is because I don't fit on the machine. Like the machines are built for people that are normal, and like I often, like when I do hamstring curls, I just feel pain. And I think it's because the machines are not built for me, and they shouldn't be built for me. And like even like the lat pull downs, often, you're supposed to be fully extended and then you start, but I'm up here, I'm like halfway through a rep and it stops because my arms are so long.
On the floor.
Yeah, pretty much. So I think although dude, squats for me, sometimes I watch short guys squat, and it takes them half the time. It's just less distance to travel, and it looks so much easier for them than it is for me. I read Starting Strength, which is this giant Yes, me speaking about, oh, I don't really like fucking all this pseudoscience bro shit that they get into. But I read like a 300-page theory book about squats and deadlifts and bench press. And so much of it is just like, well, depending on how your body is shaped, like it's the exercise range of motion will change wildly. So I've got really long legs and a long back and long arms, which just means that I move, all of those pieces move so much more than the average person, which means that I, like deadlift, I can do more weight than most people because my arms are so long. But squats, it's less because my legs are so long. It's just so much more travel time under weight.
That's terrifying. Think about you squatting.
Yeah.
Like it's like the Twin Towers coming down. you want to be pretty confident that you're.
Oh no.
Way. But you want a hot take. Like a lot of that. Oh man, I have such a gripe with fitness influencers. Maybe I'm just crazy wrong, but like the people who had like a crazy big transformation or a massive improvement, I feel like they never factor in their own like biology, genealogy, like their genetics.
Yes.
Because it's like a lot of people who end up fitness influencers, and they're just kind of like, it's because you don't eat well, it's because you're not training enough, like that sort of thing. They never really take into the account like perhaps what worked for them, like their body is just built in a way that is makes it very easy.
Absolutely.
For them to
look at
change.
the average Islander. You know, you send an Islander into the gym for 2 weeks and he'll be the strongest man you've ever met in your life. And and the second strongest will be an Islander that's never gone to the gym.
I hate how much I see like, oh, if you want to look like this, you just do this. It worked for me.
Yes.
And I see so many people, they just never quite like attribute how much of a factor your genetic, and it can be very discouraging if you're just someone.
What's your genetics and your health? Like, when I was really ill and when I wasn't sleeping properly because of that, I floated around like 73, 75 kilos at 6'8". Right now, I bought scales recently and I weighed myself. I thought they were broken. I weigh 95, and I actually think I go to gym less than I used to when I was ill, because I was really trying to put on weight because I knew, like, just from the BMI index, I was at a dangerously low weight. So I'm trying to go to gym and eat more and all this kind of stuff. But really the only thing I changed is that I am sleeping and I'm breathing. And I put on 20 kilos without even trying. I really haven't tried. And it's just happened because I fixed the underlying issue with my body. And yeah, if I didn't have any understanding that I was sick and I was just I would go in a gym 5 days a week and eating, which is what I would do sometimes. And then, you feel like shit. It's like, man, I'm doing everything right and it's not working. And that's when you got to go back and be like, okay, well, maybe there's something underneath this. Maybe push-ups can't get me out of this.
Also, the BMI index, though, is such a just insane, like, it's so... It's
almost not super accurate.
It shouldn't be, like, because I remember hearing that shit in high school, and it's like, they talk about it as if it's, like, gospel, like, if you don't fit in this, and it's, like, so, like, inconsiderate of what's, like, your actual build itself, because, like, the BMI would probably say you're always underweight, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really, I don't know, it's, like, way too generalized. It's, like, they're trying to create something to fit everyone, and it just doesn't take into enough factors. So it's kind of like damaging to some people when you're like a 16-year-old and you see you're like really overweight on this BMI index, and you're just like not even like, you might not even, no one would say that you're a fat person, but it's like, oh, it's overweight. It's like,
yeah, it's like, it's not very accurate, and I think it would definitely be super inaccurate for people whose bodies are still growing.
Yeah.
Because most kids they go like skinny, chubby, skinny, chubby, skinny, chubby as they get taller and put on weight and taller and put on weight. It's it's not the best.
it's not the kind of thing that you're
metric.
using to educate people. You know,
Yeah.
teaching people about diet and like just
Yes.
general like nutritional health and stuff. It's like yeah.
Speaking of gospel, new pope. There's a brand new pope. How crazy is it that he's American? I didn't see a single person put him up in, I don't think he was even in the top 5 most likely candidates in anything that I read.
All those TikToks.
American pope. But of course, there's an American pope. Trump must be so pleased, you know. J.D. Vance goes in, kills the previous pope, they install an American one. America would be absolutely stoked. Did America need another win? I don't think so.
They must have had a word.
Well, they all would have known that the Pope was going to die, so they all probably would be on the phone. There's probably a pre-conclave on the phone, being like, I think this guy should be Pope. Will you support me? Yes, yeah, whatever. There'd be a bunch of that going on, and there'd be heaps of, because you kind of you need to pick the least sinful bloke who definitely has no like skeletons in the closet or boyfriends either. Or older boys, right? And you know what's so funny about it being an American pope? He's from Chicago. So this is almost certainly the first pope who has definitely listened to Chief Keef. These bitches love salsa. He's heard that. If he lived in Chicago and he was like, 40, 50, he's heard that song. That's crazy. There's photos of him at baseball games.
Yeah, did you see that tweet?
Yeah, he just looks like everyone's dad at the baseball game. That's weird.
But did you see how it's from 2005 and like the quote retweet I saw was like, "How the fuck did you find this?"
Yeah.
Who has that and it's because he's on screen for a second. Like who had that archived?
Well, I guess it would just be like some like super Catholic who was just like, okay, I know he lived here. I know he's a fan of the what is it, the Boston White Sox? Something like that, the White Sox, the Sox, whatever. I know he's a fan. I'm going to go through from 2005 to 2007 when he lived in this city, every single crowd shot, and look for my beloved Pope.
He's like one of those photographers that follows celebrities.
Yeah.
A paparazzi.
Nice. Paparazzi. That's great. There is something very, very, it breaks the mystique a little bit when you, like the more modern the world gets and the more phones there are, like not the next Pope, but in 3 popes, we will probably get to watch their early Instagram stories and Snapchats to friends.
A Pope that can speak perfect English really kind of like ruins the mystique a little bit.
Well, he did not do his address in English. He did it in Italian, I think.
That helps.
Yeah.
Back on.
And I think that was very intentional. Because you can't be like the first American Pope and be like, "What's up, y'all? Hey guys, how's it going? God bless." That really ruins the mystique of it. He can't reveal the American accent for a little bit. He's got to slowly bring that out. Because if you look at all of the popes and where they've been from, like they've just been Italian for hundreds of years. And only very recently did they deviate from that. But even then, they all spoke like Italian or Latin in a lot of their addresses. So now we've got American Pope, baseball fan Pope, Chief Keef head Pope. That's so funny. I looked into him. He's apparently pretty progressive, but a step back on the gay shit from the previous Pope, who blessed gay marriages with a technicality, which is God loves a loophole. You can technically outsmart God. They were like, "Would you bless a gay wedding?" And he'd go, "Well, I'm not allowed to bless a gay wedding, but I could bless each gay man individually at the same time during the wedding. Everyone, no matter how sinful they are or live, deserves to be blessed by God. So I can bless each man individually on the same day while they're getting married. That's fine." Nice little godly loophole there. I wonder how this affects the world. That's a big deal. American Pope.
Did White Sox merch? Like, did they see? They
Mm.
would have had a big day.
I saw that already that my mate Mark Gagnon, comedian in New York, he's Catholic, and he did a merch drop with like the Pope and the White Sox or whatever the team is. I bet that he's gonna just print money selling them to like Catholic baseball fans in America. There would not have been. I would have loved to go to a Catholic church in Chicago when the white smoke came out. It would have been pandemonium.
We did baseball merch before. It was cool.
We did. We were ahead of the fucking wave on baseball merch. We called that shit. That was the big swing. The annual Patreon pin. Which, are we still sending those out if you sign up annually?
Yes.
Well, there you go. If you become an annual member of the Patreon, you get a exclusive Patreon only big swing pin.
And despite the Hilton location, we're pretty poor.
Yes. In fact, the Hilton location could have something to do with that.
They almost didn't let us in.
Yeah, they took one look at us and were like, "You don't look like our regular clientele."
And for some reason, we keep getting very fancy Ubers, and we've had at least two with the handles that are like recessed, and you kind of have to be in a different tax bracket to know how to open the door handle.
Yeah.
You kind of got to like push it in, and then like also, it's like a one-handed movement, but I don't have enough money to know how to open that.
Yeah, you know what I've never had before at a hotel is a valet. I've never in my life had that ever before. Like only recently, like one of the first times I went to Sydney, I stayed in Airbnb that was a tiny bathroom-sized room that the Airbnb owner had like made himself a rickety construction of 6 beds stacked on top of each other. But it was so small that like even if you were 5'3", you could not lay straight on those beds. It's like he chopped mattresses in half, stacked them on top of each other using this weird construction. And that's how I slept, terribly. Now I'm at the Hilton.
Well,
they help you load your bags into the car. I didn't know they do that. We had all our bags and the merch and stuff. The Uber pulls up. This gentleman in a suit comes up and goes, "Hello, boys." I thought he was trying to rob me. He just goes to take my bag. I'm like, what the oh, okay, you're going to do that for me. Great.
Here's 23 kilos for you to lift into a car that I really don't want to watch you do.
Yeah.
But they're always so insistent. I'm like, no, dude, don't pick that up. It's so fucking unreasonably heavy.
Yeah. Hopefully lighter on the way back. Get rid of some of these shirts.
I'm curious to see what the weight is now. It's been good. Everyone's been buying stuff. It's been very nice.
I've been watching the new Grand Theft Auto game kind of get slowly rolled out. I cannot believe how good it looks, how realistic it looks. I'm at the point now where looking at the gameplay trailer they dropped, because I thought it was a cinematic, but it's all in-game assets. And have you watched it?
No, not fully. I've seen like a bunch of it.
It's unbelievable, dude. And I didn't realize this. It's coming out on just the base PS5 and Xbox. I thought that it would, because they delayed it a year, I thought, oh, they must be waiting for the next gen of consoles. But I think with these tariffs, like if I'm Sony and Microsoft, I'm probably going to hold back on releasing it. Because look at what happened to Switch 2. They were like, they announced it, the tariffs came out, they were like, okay, it's way more expensive now.
Well, they were like, they didn't release, or they at least...
Oh, yeah, that's right, they are delaying it.
They were like, oh, we're just going to...
They said, we're gonna wait. We don't know we have no idea what it's going to cost. Which is not good. Because them, Nintendo being like, Nintendo won't even say like, because you could probably do the math and be like, this is what it costs now. But I think Nintendo know that Trump's going to fucking mess with the tariffs. So they're like, we're just not announcing a price until they figure their shit out. And if you're upset at us, blame the bloke up top.
Yeah, Reggie's on the phone to Trump.
Yeah.
Trump's like, I love Donkey Kong.
I love Donkey Kong. But the Grand Theft Auto game, I don't know how they've done that. It looks like wizards have made graphics so good, but somehow also able to run on current gen Xbox and PlayStation 5. Not even the PlayStation PS Pro or whatever the fuck.
Was GTA 5 on PS4 as well? Was this a similar situation to last GTA? Or
Oh, maybe.
I think
I can't remember. It must be. That game's been out for so long now.
Yeah.
That's why when Grand Theft Auto 6 was like, oh, they're going to charge $130 or whatever, or $100, whatever they're going to charge. I think it was be like $130 for Australians. I was like, if any game studio has earned the right to charge $100, it is Rockstar. That's totally fine. I'm absolutely okay with paying that much money for a video game made by them. Unfortunately, them doing that is going to make EA and Ubisoft and all the other game companies being like, oh, that's just what games cost now. Great. Here's slop that doesn't play well and is shit for $90, you know? Well, it's not $100, it's $90.
I do think it's odd, like, I see a lot of, and you get this across anything with a subscription, basically, like,
Yeah.
particularly, I play a lot of old school RuneScape, and dude, the amount of people that complain about $12 a month, and it's like, brother, you're playing this game for like 40, 50 hours a month.
Yeah.
You break it down, like you've literally paid
The value for money is
1.5 iced lattes
yeah.
a month for that entertainment. It's like, dude, this is cheap, the cheapest thing you'll buy. Like,
Yeah, that you get the most amount of value from. I mean, the only other like monthly fee type thing that you can get even more value out of is the Lewis Spears Patreon. But yeah, like I play World of Warcraft, I got to pay a fee for that. I love it.
and expansions,
Yeah.
microtransactions. I see a lot of people draw like the parallel between like, oh, WoW is this, and they let you play multiple accounts at once. Where like RuneScape, you need a subscription per account, but it's like, yeah, WoW also has expansions that make you buy.
Yes.
And
Yes. World of Warcraft is a little bit different because, yeah, they do sting you and they're always constantly being like, well, check out this new mount and new pet.
But
And
not nearly as egregious as, there's no pay to win, it's all cosmetic.
that's true.
So,
yeah. As far as my knowledge, they've never done anything that affects actual gameplay or gives you an advantage.
You could buy like I don't know, like to get level 65.
Oh yeah, you can buy like a level boost to
Level
skip
65.
the
That's how
leveling
long I would
experience.
play,
Yeah. Well, they went all the way up to 120,
and they went back, right?
and then they did like a big numbers crunch and squished it all down and made all the numbers way smaller because people were doing like millions of damage with attacks and stuff. It was inflation. It got out of hand, so they squished it all down, and now I think the top level is 70 again, maybe.
That's what, like, people love to rag on RuneScape, but dude, that game has been around for fucking like 15 years.
Yeah.
And like and old school now has been around for like 10 years after they brought it back. No microtransactions.
Yeah.
There's no other thing, and people complain so much, and they don't realize how good they've got it compared to just how much fucking.
Yeah, compared to just about every other video game.
That
Yeah.
wants you to pay.
Yeah.
I mean, even something like League of Legends, it's like, dude, what they've done to like how the microtransactions work in that game now is like so messed up, because it used to be just buy a skin.
Yeah.
Here it is. It's how much it costs. And now they got essentially gambling in the game, like with.
Really? What do they do?
It's like you. It's changed a bit now, but I know when I played like Teamfight Tactics, which is like you play it through the League game, it's like chess auto battler. Like you would buy eggs and you get little legends, and it's like random and
okay.
chance, and then there's like the more you buy, you kind of like I don't know, get like gems that you can. I don't know. It's like.
I hate all that fucking in-game currency that you got to convert to real-world money. They just made that illegal in the EU.
Yeah.
Thank fuck.
I think France was like the first one to do that, where it's like,
you have to display the actual dollar cost.
And you can't have like loot boxes and stuff. And it's like, yeah,
Good.
It's gambling.
Yeah, it's undeniably gambling. The loot box shit is like so bad.
I'm even dirty on like the cinemas. They only recently they changed their like kids combo thing, and you know now you've got the mystery toy
Yeah.
like I mean even McDonald's. I feel like you could ask for a specific toy, and if they had it, they'd give it to you.
Yes.
And it wasn't so blind baggy where it was like.
I think though, like with the Happy Meal toys, they just didn't give. They probably just had a giant cardboard box. They're all in there. You put whatever in.
I feel like sometimes they wouldn't have all of them at once, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So you might only be able to get.
So they can't put on the poster. You can pick whatever you want because then they'll run out of whatever. Because I remember, I think it was McDonald's or maybe it was Red Rooster or I can't remember what it was, but it was the Simpsons couch with all the Simpsons characters, and we got the couch and we got most of the things, and we were just waiting on a Homer. And we would get every Friday, Dad would take us through and get a Happy Meal or whatever it was, and we never got a Homer, and we kept asking them, "Do you guys have a Homer? We want Homer," and we never got Homer. Yes.
That's so cool.
Isn't that cool?
Lost memory. But yeah, because I feel like they don't. Yeah, and it's probably to avoid this exact scenario. But the amount of times you go on Facebook Marketplace and you see before the promo comes out, like 1-2 weeks, and it's just someone selling a box. Thing. But usually it's like, now I feel like they kind of release it in stages almost.
Yeah.
Keep you coming back. But yeah, I just feel like you can't do blind bags in a kid's meal, dude. So, like the cinemas is already expensive.
Oh, it's like an actual bag, and you get a mystery toy. Oh, I don't like that.
Collect them all, like, you know.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, I don't like that.
Like you already spend so much money. If you're a family taking kids there.
Yeah.
It just feels like a really slimy business practice to kind of psychologically get these kids into gambling and to nagging their parents like, oh, like.
Yeah, it's very, very yucky. Yeah. But it works. Like obviously, like I was saying, I was talking to someone about. I get offered like regularly thousands of dollars to do Instagram stories for gambling websites, thousands of dollars, and I've got it's a fairly sizable platform, but. Like 80,000 followers on Instagram is on the grand scheme of things, fuck all. But they're trying to give me thousands of dollars for Instagram stories, and I could do two of those a week, and just stack up heaps of money. But it's just very evil. Why don't we do blind bags at the shows?
I was thinking,
what would we put in our blind bag?
Every order?
Yeah.
Over the next month?
Yeah, that's good.
What's going to make people the most desperate to spend all their money?
Yeah, what makes people feel bad if they don't have all of it? And what we do real sneaky. So we have like a collection of 3 we'll do 3 little minifigures, right? And 2 of them we get 1,000 done up. And, we get 400 of one, 400 of the other, and then 100 or 200 of the third one, right? And so that just incentivizes people to keep buying the blind bags so that they can maybe get the least likely one.
And we keep the last model in the set just for us. We don't put that in any orders.
Yeah.
Then we
we lie and say that they're out there.
We go to Facebook.
Yeah.
We create a buy, swap, sell.
That's good.
For the Lewis minifigures.
Yeah.
And we run a little extortion racket there.
That's great.
It's the only person that can sell people.
Yeah, that's really good.
Set, and we charge an arm and a leg.
That's amazing.
All right, edit this out.
Yeah, this is a great business idea. We got to remove it before they realize our devious plan. I love those blind box things where sometimes you see people in the stores, like they bring in a little scale and they weigh the box.
The scale? Don't need the scale, mate, just the hand. You can tell.
You're actually surprisingly good at that. Mitch is a great... Like, if you come to a show and you want Mitch to weigh, like, one of your titties, he could figure it out, just go, I'm feeling a good 1.5 kilos.
What's the disparity here?
Yeah, like if any men are wondering which one of their nuts is heavier, you just put them both on one on each of Mitch's fingers in the meet and greet, and he'll be able to tell you.
to 2 decimal points.
Yeah, that costs $50 though, and we'll probably have to do it outside the venue.
Yeah, and you gotta buy a blind bag for free.
Man, one kid came to the Sydney show, underage. He didn't check the website, and he was with an of-age older brother, and they didn't let him in. I thought maybe it's just a Melbourne thing. I thought that most Melbourne places you could come in with a parent or a guardian.
Yeah.
Who's of age, but I guess they don't do that
Anthony
in
did
some
explain
places.
it to me briefly. I can't remember what it was, but it was like it was an unfortunate circumstance where it either was that way a while ago and something changed and they weren't able to keep it, or like.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was something. Maybe something. I don't know gambling things there, but it was something.
I don't know.
If they served food or something like that.
Yeah, the Sydney nightlife laws are crazy. But yeah, I I felt so bad. We ran up and gave the kid a poster and a T-shirt. He was like, "Oh wow!" But you know, they did that to my son at the same venue. He was selling merch. We took him up to Sydney, and he was selling merch for me. I think how old was he? He would have been, 16 or 15.
Probably 15 if it was, because I don't. That wouldn't.
Nah, yeah, it was 15 because it wasn't last year. It was the year before. So yeah, he was 15, and you know, he's selling merch with us. And right before my show, the security guard goes, "How old are you, mate?" and just kicks him out. And we're like, "No, he's with me. He's working, you know, right?" But the security guard was having none of it, which I'm pretty sure I could have fought. But fucking poor kid had to stand outside in the rain while I did 2 shows. I felt so bad. Actually, I think maybe he got kicked out during the second show.
What about the almost had a bit of a blow up in the last fight? Poor old mate Jack.
Oh yeah, there was almost a fight at which I've never had before.
Almost a fight's maybe an exaggeration, but
just some dickhead was like talking too much, and then one legend in the audience told him to shut up, which I love. And they almost got into a bit of a bust up over it.
Yeah, I thought when the aggressive guy got up, I was like, oh, he's getting up to go get in this guy's face.
Yeah.
And thankfully, he's just stormed out like a petulant child.
You don't want to get into a fight. You don't want to be a disruptive patron at that particular gay bar, because there are a lot of drag queens that will fuck you up. Did you notice how gay and jacked every single staff member at that venue was? Like, all of them are fucking massive and jacked and gay as hell.
They were so cool, man.
Yeah, they were great.
They were also
they're all listening to the show, loving it as well, which is very cool.
I love how much every single one of them loved it. There was no misunderstanding or that they couldn't not that you said anything outrageous, but
I joke about gay people in the show. Like, I've got a couple jokes about it, and there was like a lesbian couple that came to the show, and I was making fun of them, and it is really cool. That's why it always makes me laugh so much when people get upset on behalf of other people that I joke about, because like there was a guy at the first show, he's got like cancer, and I'm just making fun of him for having cancer. The audience is like, "Oh, I don't know about this. He is dying laughing and dying of cancer."
This is right at the start of the show. The first thing you do.
Yeah.
Who came on crutches? And you're like,
oh, that's right. Yeah, because he was on crutches, and I thought he'd be in an accident or something, and he had like brain cancer or something fucked. And everyone was like, "Oh," and I just start going in on him, which is very funny. But he loved it. He sent me a message. He's like, "Man, thanks so much for, joking about it. It sucks when people get scared, because I know what it's like to be really sick. It sucks to be treated like a victim all the time, or like, oh man, this must be so awful. And it's like, can you please make fun of my gap tooth? That's for once.
Yeah, I really appreciate that you can sort of, because I'm such a nice guy that even though I know that, I kind of like.
You're such a nice guy, are you? Who really? Is that what a nice guy would say about themselves?
I'm a very empathetic person.
I'm an empath.
I'm an empath. But,
Yeah.
like, it's
Things
so
said
true.
right before you get manipulated into killing yourself.
It's so true, though. Like, he fucking loved it. He was such a legend. He really copped it.
He really did. I said, what did I say? I said something like, oh, relax, guys, he's laughing. And even if he wasn't, we're probably not going to see him next year. No, it doesn't matter.
It's his last show.
It's his last show.
Fuck, dude. But yeah, that's so... Everything he said is so true. It's like...
Yeah.
He would have really appreciated that. Somehow.
We have to go because our checkout is in 4 minutes and we've been doing this podcast. I hope you enjoy this. Thank you very much for listening. I'm going to do 2 Patreon episodes this week when I'm back home in Melbourne. So those will be up over the next couple of days. Support the show on Patreon if you enjoy it. You get early access to episodes and a bonus episode every week.
And a blind bag. And
a blind bag that's definitely not a scam. Also, can you rate the show on Spotify, please? Can you do that on Spotify? I've just noticed that there's the Spotify.
Give it a thumbs up, save it, download it, click every button.
Leave a comment. Yeah, engage with the podcast on Spotify because it seems to make a huge difference. We're weirdly growing on Spotify. I don't know why, but I don't know.
Send it to 10 family members for a year of good luck.
Yeah. Great. All right. That's it. Thank you. Have a shit one. I'll see you in Brisbane, Adelaide, and the UK. Oh, London's almost sold out, we found out. So hurry up. Bye.